Well, hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday and I am not working right now. That's kind of weird and cool at the same time. So let me know how this audio sounds if you would. I'd really appreciate it. Just still getting back into the swing of things here. Let's go ahead and get started. So I was surprised to learn that it looks like 322 kind of had another patch or something, and we have to start again. So, what the heck? Dave, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Let me kind of adjust one other thing here. Let me kind of just do one thing here. All right. So, yeah, I was surprised to find myself live back. I had kind of done that white knuckle trip where you kind of haul everything over to CRUL1. And now all of a sudden we had to start again, it looks like. So, hey, Nate, how's it going? Happy Wednesday? It is a happy Wednesday. I will tell you guys, I have been a little quiet lately because I was studying for this, oh my stars, this incredible AWS certification. That's a cloud certification, and I just passed that test this morning. I'm so elated. I have the rest of the day off. Gonna definitely go mining here for a few hours and enjoy things. Get back into it. Harry H, welcome to the channel. Harry, how are you? A few bug fixes. Yeah, something I have not kind of dipped my toe back in since it had already gone live. But yeah, there must have been something going on there for us to have to start again, and that doesn't surprise me at all. So, hey, thanks, Harry. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a slog, I'll tell you, kind of doing that studying for that. So, anyways, let's kind of go ahead and get started here. We're gonna throw on my favorite armor set and just kind of and really kind of start from scratch. We'll just grab a Prospector and go head out and do a little bit to begin with here. But yeah, this Quicksilver set's my jam. I love this set. So let's go ahead and throw this on. And let me find the helmet. There it is. Cool. Yeah, this is... And so as far as utility goes, I'm sure I'm going to have lots of stuff here. I'll throw one of these on. I'm going to throw one of these on, and definitely one of these on. Weapons, I probably will have... Yeah, a lot of the basics, but hopefully we'll have yeah, probably won't have any ammo to start with. Nope, that's okay though. We're just gonna go ahead and have a little fun. So let's head over to the starport and let's go get ourselves set up. Drax says, have you been collecting your Luminalia, whatever they call it? Yes, I have been, Drac. I have been collecting those. Thank you for asking. I certainly have been kind of sneaking around, looking, kind of hitting the websites daily and checking out that stuff. And then Nate says, have you tried the new salvage? I don't know if I'm going to do something wrong, but I couldn't get an MSR to shatter. Now, were you saying, were you using a vulture, Nate, or were you using a reclaimer? I know that there's a certain size limit, and I thought that MSR was within the range of the vulture, but maybe they tweaked that a bit. They fixed new settlements performance issues. Oh, yeah, I had heard, Harry, that those new settlements, and I haven't really checked them out, but I had heard that they were frame destroyers. So that probably is true. They probably needed to do some optimizations around there. That doesn't surprise me at all. I definitely had caught wind of that. Missiles and bombs disappearing, and the Santoki Eyes front landing gear. Yeah, that Santoki Eyes kind of got that hook front landing gear, only it was... clipping into the ground, and then if you got out of your vehicle, sometimes you just fall straight through the planet, or you get yourself trapped inside the station. So yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me at all. And a bunch of server crashes. That makes sense. Katana Blue, welcome to the channel. Very happy to have you along today. Drax says, can I get that armor at... you know what? You can get this armor in yellow at the cargo stations, and I believe it's in blue somewhere here in Orson. But the Quicksilver is actually one that I purchased as a subscriber. MSRs can be shattered with the Vulture. Did that yesterday. You just need to be patient. It can take up to 45 seconds. Ah, that's a good thing to know. I knew that. I think the MSR is kind of right there, right? That's the line for the Vulture. It can't go much bigger than that ship. Vulture on the MSR got to 100 eyes shattered, and they said the MSR should be good. Wasn't sure something was bugged. At least the luminalia paint looks good on the Vulture. Yeah, it certainly, you know, those paints, there have been some cool paints lately for the Vulture, that's for sure. I like the purple one, too, from, you know, from IAE. You know, that one is sweet as well. Was it the best in show or whatever? But it sounds to me, Nate, like, it sounds like Harry's saying they just take a little longer. Maybe the one that you were just doing happened to be bugged. So that's a good, you know, thanks for sharing that, Harry, for sure. Oh, Katana, that's very, you know. I hope that you guys are, you know, subscriber stuff then. Yeah, Drac, this particular color was a subscriber one. Although, I will tell you, I also very much like the blue, and I think the blue is available here on Orison. Hey, Brianna, how are you? Nice to see you. And Daz, how have you been? You running SC in 4K? I am running SC in 4K, Daz. I upgraded my system, and you know, and so yeah, I'm running now. I'm streaming in 1080p, but I'm running the system in 4K, and very, very happy with the performance with the 4090 and the 7800X3D. 7800X3D. So I have been very, very happy with the performance of this system. 64 gig of RAM and a nice SSD, I think a Sony 990 Pro. I've had very good luck with this system so far, so I'm really happy with it. So one thing I will say is I was expecting this to come into the game and be on CRUL1 and have everything available, but unfortunately that's not the case. So no big deal though, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to deliver a Prospector, and we're going to go prospecting. Because I know it looked like we were going to be groovy for just setting up the Prospector. Now, I'm actually going to set up the Prospector a little easier go this time. I'm just going to go ahead. Let's take a look at liveries. Look at all the different paints I got now for this guy. There was some new ones that came along here recently with Luminalia. That looks fun right there. And there's the Icebreaker, and there's a Polar, and there's a Stormbringer. But I'll stick with the Aphorite. That's my jam. I'll take the Aphorite for sure. How 20k salvage claims with the Vulture, it can break them, but a lot of waste on the disintegration. Yeah, I would imagine it's going to take in too much SCU for the buffer. That wouldn't surprise me. And that's kind of, I think they need to fix the buffer in a way where it should be able to take whatever the maximum ship that it can take in. It should, you know, that should be where they should set the buffer. Or they should maybe change, like, just lower the amount you get from the ships or something. But that would be a little bit of a... So I'm going to put an Atlas drive in this thing. That would be a little bum. Oh, you know what? I'll put a VK00. No, I'll put an Atlas in here. Oh, I got some options, though. Look at that. Still trying to see if 20Ks with scrap and break, or 50K with just the scrap and is most... Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, Nate. You're checking the balance to see, you know, whether or not taking the time to do the actual, you know, the hull, the hull scraping or whatever makes it a valuable thing. I can understand that for sure. So I do have a Hofstede, the Hofstad or whatever, size 1. I'm going to throw that on there. And I'm actually going to then, with knowing that, I'm actually going to throw... What am I going to put with this? Am I going to put a Rieger? Am I going to put a Stampede? I don't necessarily need more window. I think what I'll do is I'll actually put a Stampede with it. We'll do a Hofstad and a Stampede. MSR is around 64 SCU for materials. So yes, they should be looking at that. Have each piece at the mat. Yeah, exactly. They need to make it so when you break down the pieces, it fills the buffer. If that's the way they want to do it, I'm okay with that. I think that's fine. I think that would be okay. So, all right, cool. So we know where we're at with that stuff. Let's go ahead and I will, it looks like we're in good standing. I've got the Hofstad on there. We'll double check that stuff. I will go ahead and we'll pull the Prospector. Now, as you guys know, there has been significant changes to mass index. And so I'm going to buzz over to Selin, I think, to start with. I think technically Yella has even, you know, it's one of the two, either Daymar or Yella technically has slightly smaller range. Maybe it's Daymar's a 1 to 3. But I think I'm going to head to Selin for this first run here. So Hangar 6. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be playing Star Citizen. So happy to be doing some mining. Yeah, main section on a Cuddy Black is 39 SCU. Vulture will disintegrate it, but only sucks in enough to fill the buffer. Yeah, they need to fix that, right? I think that buffer size needs to kind of match the max size. You know, you don't want to. That's silly. Like, no salvager would waste those components, but that's now that it's turned into quote unquote the straw, you know, where you're kind of like sucking in the ghost. The ghost molecules or whatever, you know. Yeah, it still seems like they got a little bit of work, you know, working that stuff out to do. So I am kind of curious, am I going to have any, and I probably won't here. I was kind of wondering, was I going to have any of the Bormaxes and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't look like it. So what we'll do is after the first run, I'll pick some of that stuff up. Oh my gosh, check out my, look what's in my backpack. I'm loaded for bear. Holy smokes. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, I was going to grab, and I was going to put in vehicles. Let's go ahead and come to utility. Did I have some Surge Stampede style mod? I know I did. I thought they were around. It must be on It must be on under the vehicles tab. Yeah, there they are. I'll bring an extra Stampede. I'll bring a Surge. I'll bring a Focus 3, and I'll bring a Rieger C3 with me, just so I have them there and I don't have to repurchase. That'll do it. So yes, you should be. Yeah, exactly. Jack says, yeah, the main section on the Cuddy is 39. So yeah. Katana says, I melted my Prospector and was using my mole, but really missed the Prospector and pledged again. Very happy to be back at the Prospector again. Katana, I'm in the same boat. Prospector's my favorite ship. Now, I don't know if I should trust that that's open or not, so we're going to mess around with it for a second. Sometimes it looks like it's open, but it's not, and I don't want to blow up. So we'll go ahead and kind of get started here. Let's go ahead and turn that on. We've got that on. Let's open up M and make sure we're groovy there. Yep, I see the Stampede module. The Hofstede looks like it's working.
You are clear to launch.
It says I'm clear to launch. It's not opening more. I'm sketched out about this. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go really slow and see if I bump against something. Yeah, looks like I'm making it out. All right, that was sketchy, but I'll take it.
Thank you. Please visit again.
All right, we'll climb up out of here. There we go. I was sketched out about that. You know, Katana, yeah, Prospector is my favorite ship by a mile in the game. Absolutely love the Prospector, and I can tell you right now. Let's get those guys rotated there, and so we get a little more speed. I am very happy. Big boom for Drac, exactly. If you had gadgets in a backpack, they're gone. Yeah, all my gadgets are gone. That's okay. We'll just head over to Selin and see what we find, Drac. We're going to start there. So, you know, obviously, you guys know I do lots of mining. I do recommend, you know, and I will say this point blank, we all know, usually Red Monster Gaming has very good updated 322 charts, which also include the mass index. And so what they have done is they've done a little bit of a rebalance for us, where we're finding that you know, there are smaller ranges on rocks and that type of thing. So a little bit more friendly for. Is that where? Hey, that's someone right there. We just have to climb out of here. Let me do that. All right, we'll just kind of start heading straight up. And I'm going to go ahead and put a boost on here. One of the things about the Prospector is it's got a healthy boost. You can actually boost up out of here pretty quickly. I'm glad you got your 4K rig. Dan, so am I. I was, you know, I really like making 4K videos. I'm still trying to kind of work out, like, I have heard that actually using kind of almost like an Xbox controller with like the thumbsticks sometimes is smoother for some like panning and stuff. So I'm still working on kind of, you know, but I started making some 4K videos. I'm very happy with 4K. It's a little bit resource intensive, but you know what? That is fine. You know what I mean? That part of it's absolutely fine. Why is this obstructed? I'm at 90. All right, we'll find someplace else. We'll find like an OM marker or something. And oh, that could have been something right there. What's that? All right, we'll head towards Mike L3 for just a second. All right. And now I'll stop. And I'll clear the route. And I can see where I want to go right there. So we'll just kind of respool. I am so happy that they've made the Prospector somewhat viable again. I mean, and we all know, you all know right now, salvage are those, you know, there are different missions where you can make millions and millions. It's not like prospecting has come back, you know, to be like one of the more profitable things in the game, but at least it is somewhat, you know, you don't feel like you're wasting your time. Let's see, I was finding a lot of small gold rocks on selling. Yeah, you'll find a lot of that. All my gadgets are gone, inventory or backpack. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to pick up some of that stuff for sure. Dave, it's nice to see you too, by the way. I hope that you're doing well. I am super stoked to be playing a little Star Citizen today. And looks like I'm going to head on into Flanagan's here. It looks like it's pretty close. And you guys know I love to switch to mouse and keyboard as soon as I kind of get into this area here. And this is literally, I mean, some of the first mining. I mean, I did some mining on the other 322. I don't know if there's been any other balance changes at all with this current iteration of it. It sounded to me like it was a little more around the derelict outposts and that type of thing, but we'll just kind of keeping it honest. So I am now gonna go. I'm at about 14,000 and climbing or descending. Good to be here. Glad you're. Oh, I know that AWS cert was a pain in the backside. I actually, you know, my wife graduated this weekend. She'd worked for AT&T for 18 years, and then they kind of got rid of that whole position in their company, like let go 400 or so people. And and they gave her a really nice severance, but that was in 2017, and she went back to school to be a teacher. So she graduated on Saturday. We had the family, doing some fun stuff. We rented some hotel rooms at a water park, and the grandkids were there and all that. But I had to stay in my hotel room and study because I was studying for this darn cert. It was crazy, but no, I was so happy when it said pass this morning. I don't know what the score. You won't find out your score for 4 or 5 days, but it said passed, and that's all that matters to me. I used to mine in the belt, but after watching your channel, started mining on planets, and I'm really enjoying the gameplay. Yeah, you know what? The one thing I will say, though, Katana, is the good news is they've actually added some where you can find 3 to 5 rocks out in the belt again. So the belt's not a bad place, although it's a little more variable for size, though. So really, I think right now, you really do want to check if you're going to be prospecting, you want to check the mass index for sure. Of the moon or the place in space that you're going, and let that really be your guidepost. I think that's an important thing, is the mass index, depending on the ship that you're in. But the one thing I will say is, I also think that this does benefit solo moling some too, just because the ranges come down a little bit. All right, so we're kind of cruising along here. I am just sending out pings. Notice I'm doing a 180 ping, which is kind of a cone out in front of me. And I'm not seeing on any splash or opportunity markers right now. We'll just kind of keep cruising along. And I think for the most part I'm headed west. Yeah, I want to kind of head that direction. Yeah, that's definitely the direction I want to head. West, you know, west is a good way to head. You're generally kind of heading towards the light. You have to check each, moon surface or whatever. But anyways, let's go ahead and fire some more pings, and hopefully we'll get some. See what everybody's saying. Anybody saying anything about? No, it does look like. I'm a little surprised by how quiet the pings are, but we'll just cruise right along and see what happens. Yeah, I'm very happy. Very happy from she's super happy to be a teacher. She's going to be teaching like first and second grade, the kind of an age where the kids are still little enough where they have pretty good respect. And of course, we live in northern Michigan, so it's a good gig anyways. But yeah, she's really happy, and I'm really happy for her. And the other thing is when you get a little older in life, having something that will actually maybe get you a pension is a good thing as well. So. I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity out here yet. It's kind of interesting. And I'm moving along at a reasonable clip. Now, and like I said, I will say, I haven't, this is interesting to me. Oh, there we go. There's something. There's some splash. Let me go ahead and send a collapse ping. Oh, they're right there. Boom. Pretty close, actually. That was weird that my extended pings... we're not picking them up. That's a good thing for me to know. It could be a server thing, but I didn't, I was doing a 180 ping, and these things were within 5,000 or 6,000 away. So we'll go in, we will go ahead and pull out the mining laser and take a look at what we got. Cross our fingers here, and hopefully there's something we can go after. Beautiful day here in northern Michigan. It's it had been a little snowy. But the roads were very dry today. I had to drive a couple hours to get to the proctored exam this morning. And I was happy that it was dry roads mostly. 10,404. Great mass for a prospector. And 45% Terranite right off the bat. How about that? This is a nice rock right off the bat. There's 25 or so. 22, 23 SCU of Terranite. First rock I look at. A little miner's luck. We'll take it. Now, I may need to use the actual Stampede for this guy. We'll see. But I still think with the Stampede, we should be able to get this guy. Yeah, that's what I thought. That Stampede. This is like why you bring the Stampede with the Hofstad. It just gets you over the hurdle on these 10,000 mass rocks. And I may have to fire more than one. Now I'm falling back. I don't want it to jump as... There it goes. Okay, wow. Alright, it just fell out. Now I'm pushing up. I'm trying to hold. And it looks like we're going to have a good clean break here. Beautiful break there. Look at that. Hey, Crouton, how are you? Nice to see you. Awesome break right out of the gate, you guys. This is, and we'll cross our fingers, and hopefully we got some decent clustering. Let's see. That is going to be a 32% Terranite rock. That's too bad. That was a big piece, too. That is aluminum and inert. This will require a secondary break, and this is where the Hofstad really shines when you do have to do something like this. That's 100% aluminum. Okay, so we know that there's some better stuff. There's some decent that's a rock that can be scooped. 1731. Some of this is gonna have to have some high percentages. Look at that. Now that is different, okay? On a 45% break, pulling a 1731 100%er, I will take that every day of the week. That is good. Is Lyria still a hot spot for mining? Not hot like it used to be, Daz. It used to be, of course, the only place. Look at that, a 2904 purple 100% Terranite. What the heck? I've never seen him break clean like that in the longest time. I'm about to just dance a jig. That is absolutely straight nuts right there. That's weird. Okay, you don't see they did something to the. I'll tell you right off the bat. That doesn't happen very often. That's kind of a unicorn break. So, yeah, how goes the Crouton? They're going fantastic, actually. They couldn't be going better, really, right now. Look at this, another hundo. What the heck? This is a 2600. Man, this thing broke as clean as it possibly could have. I mean, obviously we have that mixer of 32% with that other thing, but I'm 21 SCU in deep here. And that's, I'll take this 32%er. I mean, you might as well just grab it at that point because I'm pulling on very little Garbola. I mean, obviously I'm pushing up, I'm literally 25 SCU of a tier 1 resource. I probably should have looked at this other rock first, though, just in case. But that's okay. I'm too excited to make the decisions. That makes sense to me. In my mind too, I was thinking, So the 100% aluminum. Look at how that clustered up. That is absolutely beautiful. 200% aluminums. That is the break of the gods right there. That's almost 23.5 SCU of tier 1 and only 4 of Garbola. And that was the first rock we looked at. Wow. Hi, Spacey. The dev notes said they were improving mining. They did something because I haven't seen it. I mean, that was a 45% Terranite. They mixed something up though, as far as those values. That right there. That's a Laranite rock though. That's not. But yeah, that's fascinating. Okay, that's Laranite. That first break was insane. I mean, that was good stuff. That is a 48%. Okay, so here's what they've changed something, right? Because you were not seeing tier 1s at the they can go as high as 50%. They absolutely can. I mean, this is actually a better rock than the other one. I thought that was such a unicorn, the other one, that I didn't even bother. But what they have done is I think what they've done is reverse the order. Because what they were doing before was taking your inert and then adding your common and then adding your high tier thing. And so that's why you were finding a lot of 36, 40. Like by the time that it did the inert and the common and whatever other mix, there wasn't, we were seeing lots of 30. It's not to say that you wouldn't see a 41 or a 42%er, but you definitely weren't seeing 45s and 48s. This is nuts and wonderful at the same time. I could not be happier with this. I'm going to break this rock, and there's going to, and it potentially could do the same thing as the last one. Now, same kind of gig. You can tell I'm going to have to fire the Stampede. And that's going to have to do the same kind of job as it did last time. I'm going to pull the down to 50. I don't want to get too crazy there. All right, so I'm down at 15. It's 26. It fell out. Nope. I'm doing okay. I'm holding. Oh. You got to be careful. Good break. Oh, my shield took a little hit there. No big deal. 1971. 91% Terranite. Love it. Wow. Casket Crew, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. Has anyone worked out the math between resistance, mass, and laser power? I feel like ever since they revamped mining, I have no sense of what I should be able to break. Casket, I will do the same thing. I'll mention to you, I do recommend, check out Red Gaming's, Red Monster Gaming's channel. He has some wonderful charts that are updated for 322. And yes, I mean, there's definitely some math there. That you can actually calculate pretty closely what you can break. It's a little math heavy, and so it's a little tough for me to kind of explain it just kind of midstream. But I have a pretty good sense of what I can break with a Hofstad and a Stampede. And so, yeah. But anyways, I digress. That 90%er is probably going to be our guy. Out of curiosity, can you still make a profit with a rented? Yeah, you absolutely can. And here's why. The Arbor's a good laser. Okay, a lot of people, the Arbor used to be just a Garbola laser, but it's not anymore. It's good. It's a good laser. So you absolutely can. Yeah, that 91%er is going to be our guy for sure. This one didn't break as clean as the last one, which is totally fine. It doesn't bother me that it didn't. But I mean, I was just, that first one, it broke ultra clean. You don't normally. That's a 72%. So this one broke pretty clean too. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This is actually probably going to top us off. Now that's a darn good run, you guys. When you're hauling in, because I haven't even upgraded the bags. As you guys know, when I logged in, it was a fresh restart, so I had to create and come out here. When you have 32 SCU and you're bringing in 28 SCU of 27.3 SCU of tier 1 material, that's fire. I mean, that's one of the best Prospector runs in a 32 bag that I've seen in quite a while. I mean, I try and shoot for somewhere between 20 and 25 SCU with tier 1, and the rest is Garbola. But wow, that's a strong start to 322 mining for a Prospector right there. I'll tell you. I don't know that it gets. I honestly not sure it gets much better than that. We're gonna find out. The new unicorn, exactly, Nate. That's exactly right, man. With the rental, you probably won't get as much top tier product, but Hephaestonite and such. Yes, I think with the changes, you would do just fine in a rented Prospector. And you know something? I'll probably make a little video about that. It's a good idea. The rented Prospector is certainly not off the ranch here. This is actually going to end up being, 27 SCU of tier 1 material. This is going to be like a 70 or somewhere between 70 and 85,000 unrefined. So I mean, this is close to, this is better than 150,000 on this run for sure. Hey Astro, how are you? Nice to see you, sir. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for the 4 likes so far as well. I appreciate the likes. It means a lot, and I really do appreciate when you guys do like. It helps bring more people to the channel. I've seen some new faces today, and I'm really happy about that. But Brianna, it's a great point. The rented Prospector's got a lot of life right now. And you're not wrong, Drac. The Arbor's not as good as the Hofstad, and it's probably not as good as the Helix, but it's still a very good laser, and you'd still make very good money. Astro, how have you been, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And, first run in this iteration of 322 is one of my best Prospector runs in a long time for having the 32 bag on it. That is a good run. I'm stoked. I hope that they're all like that. So that makes me, incredibly happy that, all we really wanted was, at the solo Prospector level was to feel like, you weren't just spinning your wheels going out there. And so I really, that's a big shout out to CIG for recognizing that they needed to change. Now the flip side of that is and some of the people who come to my channel who are exclusively molt miners, I do want to know if they feel like there's a significantly less amount of bigger rocks, or if they go to the right places, if they feel like there's still a pretty good load. And I'll be checking on that myself, as you can imagine. Hey Rue, what's happening? How are ya? Is this the Astra? No, it's not the Astra. I wish it was, man. I sure wish it was. Robert, welcome to the channel. How are you? No, I'm flying the Prospector, Robert. That's this guy here. And you can see I'm banged up a little bit. I did take a little bit of hit on that last break, but well, that's all right. We got nothing but time today. We're grooving along. Got all of our work out of the way early, and got a couple of going into town a little later today, but got a few hours here to do some mining. I'm super excited. So I will go to grab. I'll try and remind myself. I'm not always great at remembering this stuff when I'm chatting with you guys. But I will try to get a Bormax, Optimax, a Wave Shift, and a Sabir while I'm here. Yeah, Prospector mining is back and even better with the 4. Yeah, I've definitely, Rue, I definitely have to do the 48 SCU upgrades for sure. I had literally just started, just created my character, just grabbed the Prospector, threw a Hofstad on it, and flew out. and had a very nice run for the first run here. Easy money, exactly. Pagan Linux Geek, welcome to the channel. How are you? How's the rock hunting so far? Absolutely fantastic. I got very first Prospector run in the 32 bag, 27.3 SCU of Terranite, which is a tier 1 material. Pretty darn good, all things considered, for a Prospector run with the smaller size bag. My opinion on Mole versus Prospector is Mole don't care. Smaller rocks are fine. Yeah, well, as long as there's plenty of them. Yeah, the Mole will benefit a little bit too. Hey, Mabutu. Looks like they are preparing the Halo for the larger mining chips. Oh, I wonder now, is that where we're starting to see the big guys out there, Mabutu? That makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, because your Orion, it can't come in. Wait a minute. Is it over there? Is it on that other one? Oh, it is. Well, I'm lining up on this one, but I shouldn't be. I was like, what the heck's going on here? All right, we'll spin this guy around. We got this. Beautiful. Take her in nice and easy. Just adore flying in this game. It's so fun. Ka-ching! Yeah, exactly, ka-ching. That's a good run for, that's a good amount of tier 1. All right. Bringing her on in. All right, we'll do a little bit of post. Go down and throw this in the thing. Throw it in the refinery. I'll grab a couple of gadgets just to make sure I have them with me, and we'll go from there. So first things first, let's do our post flight. Got a little bit of repairs there and that type of thing. Let's see how... good react. It looks like it's actually working. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and kill the engines. We'll back out of here. Gray Nomad, hello, sir. Where's your opinion on the best planet moon to mine for gold? Many thanks. Well, it depends, right? So, yeah, let me look that up for you. As far as gold goes. Now, Gray, are you talking in a Prospector, in the solo ship, or are you talking for like a Mole solo, or are you talking a Mole multi-crew? So give me that preface, Gray. Okay, sorry about that. Gray Nomad, and I will definitely take a look at the maps real quick and tell you where I think the best place to go is. I haven't looked at gold specifically, but I could probably at a glance give you a pretty good. Daz says, tell your wife I said congratulations. I will. Thank you very much. Yep. For those of you who hadn't heard, my wife had graduated with a teaching degree on Saturday, and we're really, really proud of her. Mabutu, I certainly hope so. Having a ride and a rest or waiting, exactly. Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, because the Orion is not meant to do any kind of, atmospheric flight. At some point, they certainly were going to have to shift to very large, large material stuff out in the, and of course all sorts of sizes, right? There should be all sorts of sizes, out there. But specifically, that I'm okay with that shift. I mean, if you think about it, most of your giant, especially for systems that were already discovered and had been mined through. I mean, the great big rocks would have already been broken, probably. That's Mrs. George. Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry about that, Gray. Prospector. Okay, cool. I'm glad you sorted that out. So, yeah, let me tell you where I think that's going to be, but let me go ahead and... I want to look at the half value of this first run in 322, because this was a solid run. So we're at 8... That's what I was saying. Remember I said it was going to be from like 70 to 85? This is an 85, okay? That's a good deal. So... That's 170,000 or so. Let's see what the Dynex Solvanation is going to cost us. So that's a solid run, you know what I mean, for the Prospector for sure. We'll set up the work order. We'll go Dynex. We'll get a quote. It's 10,000. So yeah. So what did we say? It's 171. 16, 18 and 18. Yeah, this is a nice, very nice. So we'll take that. We're going to have 24 SCU of a tier 1. Wow, Pagan, nice. That's awesome. And so, yeah, hold on now. I'm just going to, just give me a sec. I'm going to toggle out. And I'm going to look at a couple of maps real quick for SC Mining, 322. Or percentage by location surface real quick. Gold is 18% on Calliope. And the good news is that has an average mass index of 2.8, which is, it's 2 to 4, so it's a little bit, like we were just on Selin, and Selin's a 1 to 3, but, Calliope is a 1 to 4. And that's, so that's actually going to, now Calliope is going to have wins, but that's going to have the highest percentage for you as far as the surface location for gold. And let's take a look at space, okay? Gold by space. It looks like it's a tie between around CRU L4A and ARC L5A. That's going to be your two best places to find gold. Although, the mass indexes in space are significantly higher. So if I was specifically wanted gold, I myself would probably mine. Calliope is is going to be it's your best bet by a mile as far as gold is concerned. You may have to contend with the weather a bit, but that's what's happening. Arastro looks cool. It does look cool, Astro. I wish the mole had a ramp to load an ROC like the Arastro. I agree with that. Or it carried, you could carry it. That would be fantastic. I also was thinking, you guys, what would be cool is if the mole, and you could do the Prospector, I could understand if it didn't have it, but it'd be cool if the mole had, just like if you look at these, how these heads are sitting here like this. It would be cool if the mole actually carried the mining heads externally like this, so if you needed to replace them or you wanted to change them out, you could just EVA out and hot swap them. Wouldn't it be cool if the mole had an external way to carry mining heads? That it kind of where ports were already unlocked. I think that would be really cool. Top man, many thanks. Have a sub for your help. Thank you, Gray. That was very kind of you. Sorry for the misspeak on your name. I appreciate you you being cool about it. So anyways, let's go ahead and grab a drink. Smoke Cloud, welcome to the channel. Kugel, that's awesome shit to win. What did I miss there? Oh, Kugel said, Kugel, how are you? I missed that. I have to say that it was my calling when I won my LTI Prospector a year ago, and never looked back as I zapped rocks into peace while listening to jazz or audiobooks. You know what? That's the thing, right? That's the one thing that people, it's just such a cathartic way to spend your time. It's, mining is just, it's good for the soul. It's, it's a little like fishing. You kind of go out there and you just kind of enjoy yourself. And all right, so let's grab some gadgets, you guys. I know I want a boar. So we'll do a quick buy on one of those. A quick buy twice. Okay, we'll do a Sabir. If I can spell. Okay, we'll buy to buy. Okay. All right, we'll do a wave shift, because that's optimal window, and that's can be helpful. All right, buy, and then we'll have that. And what was the other one? It was, I think it's an Optimax. Yeah, that's what it was. Optimax. We'll buy that guy to buy. Perfect. Awesome. I am going to buy some med pens because I don't have any of those going right now. Buy. Oh, I might have had some in my backpack, though. I should have looked. I might have even had some. I didn't. So that ended up working out cool. So I'm going to throw a Sabir on I'm going to equip the Sabir. I'm going to put these in my ship. I'm going to actually fill these out and throw this in here. And yeah, we're going back out. We're going for another run. Let's see here. Thanks to the stealth update yesterday, I lost all my refinery ore. Yeah, I see. I know what you mean, Rue. I was surprised when I logged into 322 today and I had to create a character. That did surprise me. I didn't expect that. I knew that they had done an update, but I just assumed that all of our stuff was there. And that's okay. It's just another day in the life of Star Citizen. But I understand what you're saying for sure. Hey, Space, glad to catch a stream. Hey, Daniel, nice to see you. Has 322 been better for the Prospector? I didn't really like the previous changes, so I've been having fun soloing and reclaiming. Yes, Daniel, I just did a very good, yes, prospecting. There's a new value on the rock that's called mass index, and some planets have a mass index of 1 to 3, and that means that it's, that is much smaller, more manageable rocks. Now, you do want to kind of cherry pick where you're headed. I was on Selin. I'll probably head back to Selin again, for this run as well. Just because I'd like to keep kind of my foot on the gas and check things. But absolutely, prospecting is in a much better place. That run that I did there, 8, 6, 17, so it really is 160,000 in one run. And I was only out there, 15, 20 minutes. So not bad at all. We'll take it, right? Grace says, LOL, no problem. I appreciate that for sure. I mind because I like it. That's exactly right. It's enjoyable. It's a super enjoyable thing to do. So, all right, we'll go ahead and we'll do what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and pull this Prospector. We're going to head out and do another run right on Selin just because we had very good luck pretty quick. And I want to see if that's going to kind of persist. So, Hangar 2, we'll go take care of business. Which cheat sheet are you using? Find the mass index. Red Monsters, yes, exactly, Daniel. Red Monster Gaming's he's got all updates for 322. And if you look at ore location by surface and ore location by space, there's a new value. It's called mass index. And mass index, it has a range, but it also, and so like it's 1 to 4 on 1 to 3. Those are going to be the ones that have like more smaller rocks. It's not to say you're not 100% not. What do I have in my hand? What? Wait a minute. Why did it? That's weird. It looked like I had a can in my. I do have a can in my hand. Let's get it. Let's get that can out of my hand. All right, it's gone. Oh, and I'm glad I did that because I would have forgot. I wanted to put this stuff in the vehicles. Oh, that's good. And I actually wanted to move those other things back out of the vehicle. So this actually worked out really well. I like having some options here, a little bit of ammo, but I definitely want these back over here in local. I don't need to be carrying focuses, and I'll keep a Surge and a Stampede in case I want to tractor those on. In personal, do I have room? I don't know. Boy, I have an awful lot of these. I don't know why I have this many of these things in here. That seems unusual. I'll take that. There's one. It almost seems like it did. It kind of duplicated everything that was in my bag. Now that I'm starting to kind of realize what happened. What the heck? Look at all these things. I don't want all these things. Wow, I have a bunch of them. That's crazy. All right, that's fun. Still don't need that many. I just want one extra. I'll put that one back. Okay, cool. And yeah, look at that. 3s and 4s of this stuff. That's weird. Ah, well. I was happy that they let us keep our ship components. You're right about that. I noticed I had lots of Atlases, lots of VK00s, Mabutu, for sure. Yeah, so Daniel, absolutely Red Monsters. You want to check those. Game Crouton says, I am absolutely digging the relaxing aspect of mining and salvaging. I usually have about an hour to bed, and that's exactly right. What you're speaking to, game, is exactly right. You just want to kind of hit light instead of. You just, it's a nice thing to do. Jump on, do a little something. You're making a few space bucks. It's not taking all night. That's the thing. Hey, JT, nice to see you. How are you, man? Hope you're doing well. Daniel says, that's what I'm saying. Have 2 jobs, grad school, 4 kids. Yeah, exactly. Like you guys in the same, I have, 4 kids, 4 grandkids, busy life. So it's nice to be able to head out and do a little mining and, not have it take, forever. So very cool. All right, we'll go ahead and set that back for Crusader. Now notice I can't set Crusader. Let me show you guys though something that's kind of cool. And so when you fly out, and I'll just fly out here. Let me rotate the VTOLs. Down we go. Now, if you just fly down right next to right next to this little area down here. If you just fly right underneath this spire, so fly to the bottom of the station, and then you just F2 and then just go ahead and just set it. That's how you get, you know, when you're at CRUL1 and Crusader won't target, just fly to the bottom of the station. Hit that like, everyone. Thank you, JT. That's very kind of you. Greg, good morning. How are you, sir? Baxter, how have you been? Nice to see you, Bax. Hope you're doing well. That's awesome. Heck yeah, that is the way. Yeah, that is the way for sure. Awesome, you guys. So first run on Selin was an absolute great run. We ended up with 27.35 SCU of a tier 1 material in the 32 bag. That's a solid run. My goal is to be somewhere between 20 and 25 SCU of tier 1. But that being said, you know, it's not always, you know, easy to locate. You know what I mean? So you know, that's your goal. You don't always necessarily achieve it. So I'm just kind of watching here. This is what I do when I hyper quantum. Just kind of sit here and watch, because as soon as we cross this line, we can come out of quantum and redirect towards Selin. And so that's what we're going to do. You can actually, while you're flying here, you actually can set the route there. And kind of just keep watching. Now, I'm, you know, kind of watching. I'm about to cross that line. Hey, Goose, how are you? Nice to see you. Awesome. All right, cool. So we're going to, look. So we're going to come in. We're going to clear route, set route, boom, redirect that fast. You don't have to get anywhere near Selin, or pardon me, a Crusader to go to Selin. You can just, once you cross that line, redirect. And I always recommend this, especially if you're doing something like, you know, running less than scrupulous cargoes. It's a good way to avoid getting, you know, getting an extra search here or there. Hey, Space, what modules do you have placed on the exterior of the rock do you recommend? Missed you buying those. So right now, I am using a Hofstede size 1 and a Stampede. And I've used 2 charges of the Stampede so far. But it's gone very well. All right, so there's Tam and Myers. There's Julep. There's Hicks. There's Ashburn. Lespin. There's Flanagan. It's gotten a little further away. Looking for a place to kind of fly down to that's reasonable. I don't want to fly to the other side of the world. I don't like it. Let's see. What about up here? And there. And tell you what, we're just going to go ahead and cruise on in. I'll just go ahead. There was no kind of... I like mining on the light side of the planet. It's very important that I mine on the light side to me. You can be seen from OM markers practically if you mine on the dark side of the planet. So we're just going to do a couple minute cruise in, and I'm going to chat with you guys. So, hey, Goose says, sup, sports? Nice seeing you. Yeah, it's nice seeing you, Goose, for sure. I think he meant gadgets. Oh, I bought, as far as gadgets go, thank you for that, Greg. I bought a Sabir. So I bought 2 Sabirs, 2 Wave Shifts, 2 Bormaxes, and 2 Optimaxes. And so, you know, that gives you options on, do I need more resistance reduction? You go with one of the options. Like the Bormax. Am I trying to get cluster value? You might go with the Sabir. Am I trying to get... am I trying to get less, instability? I have an option for that. Am I trying to get a bigger optimal window? I have the wave shift for that. So yeah, I mean, you can, not that I really use them a ton, but they are helpful. And when I will tell you, I mean, depending on how things, break or whatever, cluster value being what it is, we'll definitely be doing some testing with those things for sure. I did notice, it'll be interesting to see if I do apply one, if they fix that bug where they're sticking on upside down. That's kind of funny. Which drum drive do you have in your Prospector? Atlas? I put the Atlas in Rue. I had a VK00, but I thought, I'll just go with an Atlas for now. It's a great question. Sorry, I meant to ask about the mining gadgets that are placed on the exterior of the rock. Yeah, no, that's those mining gadgets. I hope I covered you there, Daniel. Bormax and Sabir are good to have on you. Others would say others as well. Greg, I agree. I mean, I will tell you, I like having, you know, I've been sold on the Sabir. People recommended the Sabir. Don't sleep on the Sabir. That thing does a good job. The Bormax does a good job. If you need optimal window, the wave shift is good. You know, so they all do have a little bit of their, you know. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're starting to get there. And as soon as we get down kind of on the planet surface here, I'm going to go ahead and you can see here, I'm going to roll the VTOLs down like this. And we're going to try and, I'm going to start boosting up to kind of through myself some G's. There we go. And down, now we're headed down. We're going to head in the westerly direction. Sabir doesn't do much for cluster value. Optimax is the best for cluster value for sure. But so, you know, I think the Bormax has the cluster value as well. The Sabir does a good job at reducing resistance, right? That's the thing I think the Sabir does. And so, yeah, I will tell you, people have recommended, I never carried Sabirs before, but people recommended them on my channel time and time again. And I will tell you, I've become a convert. The Sabir is a very, very good, it's very good. You know, so I like the Sabirs. I definitely rock with them for sure. Nice, that looks like an Aphorite livery. I have that on one of my Prospectors. Yeah, it is the Aphorite. We sort of got some options now with the recent paints from Luminalia as well. So, but yeah, this is my jam for sure. I love this for sure here. All right, let's kind of get a sense of cool. Let's go ahead and rock here. Now I'm going to rock with a westerly direction. Let's do that. And I'm going to send out my first ping at a 180. And you know, it took a little while to find stuff before. Not a terrible long time, but let's the Icebreaker livery is really nice too. I like Icebreaker. I don't even mind the Polar. Greg, I like the Polar as well. Alex Track, how have you been, Alex? Space after 200 plus hours in Starfield. Boy, I'm glad to see Star Citizen again. Never thought I'd say that after 17 too. Alex, how you been, man? It's nice to see you. No, I think Star Citizen, you guys, is in a good place. It's in a good place. It's in a lot better place than it was a year ago. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I don't know if they're going to meet all their commitments because they've got some heavy commitments this year. But I think that Star Citizen is in a good place. Now, I will say, Goose, I will say, if I'm not mistaken, right, there was 3.16 or 3.16.1. I played that patch for 35 days and never had, for hours, and never, ever one time had a 30K. It was the same patch they introduced 30K protection. Hamma, how you doing? Thank you, Hamma. It's nice to see you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you, sir. All right, so I see some splash over there. Let's go ahead and collapse our scan. I see them right there. I'm going to go ahead and get in the rock icon. What I did is I've collapsed and I'm doing a hold scan. Love it. Thank you so much, Hamma. Stormbringer is my favorite one. I like that. I like the Stormbringer paint too. You know, that's got cool blues in it for sure. Oh, I didn't play that one. Yeah, Goose, that one was good too. But I will say, Star Citizen to me, with its, you know, and it's really, now that they have a lot of these derelict outposts, and I think Star Citizen's in a great place. I really do. Now, it's got a long ways to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to White Knight too crazy, but it is in a better place than it was a year ago by a mile. I think that's probably the best way to say it. Hi, Mason. I blame Chrissy. Welcome to the channel. How are you? Rue says, I'm still on the fence about the Arastra. I'm going to get an Expanse next time around. Rue, I think that we've talked about this, and I think that there's going to be an age where you're going to have the Mole, the Prospector, and the Expanse before that you see the age of the Arastra and, you know, and that type of thing. So I think that's a good investment. I'm good with that. You know, and I think the Arastra is going to have some solo ability too. I mean, you can't really have all those mining lasers in that one room. Now, I'm not saying are you going to be able to do the same thing? Not necessarily. That's a 31% backstride at 20,000. No, this might be. Are these M's and Q's? I'm trying to see here if this is if that was an M or a Q type. It probably is because of the sizes are a little larger. Nothing I've seen here that I can really mine or want to mine. That's a Borace rock right there. That's a nice Terranite rock at 27,000, but it's all these masses are more for, you know, in this particular cluster. It's probably an M or a Q type cluster. We're a little bit bigger, but those are to be expected, right? So those ones are a little bigger. Progress in the game is moving faster and faster, and we're seeing more changes quicker. It's nice to see. You're not wrong, Greg. That's kind of the point that I mean, like, and especially this next year, now that they're onboarding a lot of the Squadron 42 assets, you know, into the PU, and they're getting those teams already. I do expect there to be a considerable amount of acceleration this next year, and I'm really excited about it. That's going to be gems, you guys. So let's go ahead and we'll do a heavy scan on that and let it gem out. Yep, see how that's a gem? Kind of figured that one off the bat. Now there's 10,000 right there, and there they are right up there. We'll go ahead and run in on these guys. I melted my expanse to grab an Eric Estrada. Yeah. Oh, the Eric Estrada. What was X kept saying Eric Estrada? I swear it was so funny. You know. So, hey, Mr. Flag, how are you doing? Nice to see you, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Brandon Joyce says the 223 BIS paints were amazing. Yes, I agree. On the 600i, that's a very nice looking paint. On the Vulture, it's a nice looking paint. I do not disagree with any of that. Very, very nice looking paints, for sure. All right, where are my rocks at? Let me get it. I'm trying to keep my... Oh, there. I knew I was getting close. Let's go ahead and pull out, get mining mode out. And we'll, I blame Chris. He says, sup, Jim? Greg says, so I saw a chart showing that the MT system is the most prospector friendly. Yes, there is no question about it that Microtech itself is probably the most friendly, but Cellin is right there. It's, you know, it's also a 1 to 3. And probably a little less atmospheric, although Cellin does now have kind of a fog type thing. I tend to avoid the Microtech moons just because they can be so weathery. 31% Hephaestonite, we're going to pass that guy. But that being said, you're not wrong. On paper, Microtech looks like it's the best place for a prospector to mine. I like mining on Cellin, but I'm a novice and just enjoy the process of mining trash rocks. Quant and gold seem rare, but make my day when I find them. JT, that's a great attitude to have, though. You know, just kind of going along, enjoying yourself. That's a 37% Terranite rock. We'll probably break that one. It's not north of 40 or anything, but it's still a pretty good high percentage. No, that's an excellent attitude to have, for sure. Because on the stream, I do a little more head hunting for... That's a nice rock. That one I cannot break. That's a bridge too far at an 18,000 mass with the Prospector. That would be a really nice solo mole rock, though. A really nice solo mole rock. This is a nice chill stream. Nice find. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, you know what? Been streaming a little while, and it is. We just basically have a pretty chill community here. It's very, very, very laid back and good, very, very good people, for sure. I've been super blessed. Let's see. Cellin and Walla give you a superior mine experience. Yes, Walla is definitely on my list to check out for sure. So nothing in this cluster caught my eye. We're going to kind of bounce and move on. Let me go ahead and find west again. That's south. Okay. Oh, more this direction. I like to head in a westerly direction. Generally, just trying to kind of stay with the sun on Cellin. And that that's just kind of how I like to do it. Ooh, look at all those opportunity markers. All right, we got 1770. We got 7360 and 8. All right, so a couple of different things out this way. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a cluster there. I'm going to do a collapse and hold. You can see I'm starting to get the icon now. Okay, and there's other one back here too. It's a little further out. Let me see, let me do another collapse ping. Yeah, they're right there. Starting to get standing on them now. Yeah, see how I got those lined up as well. Let me go ahead and pull the mining laser out. We'll go ahead and take a look. All right. Chrissy says, the way you said that's a nice rock reminded me of Donkey saying that's... Yeah, I know what you mean, Chrissy. Actually, that's awesome. It's 100% one of the best mining streams on SE for sure. It's even better than when it's on YouTube. I only stream on YouTube, you guys. That's, you know, I stream because I just want to hang out with you folks. It's definitely more about having fun and just kind of enjoying the game. I'm not a professional or anything, as you guys can tell. I just kind of... All right, is this guy going to give us the flash here? All right, let's give it a little bit of time. But yeah, this is great. Hamma, how have you been, by the way? All right, so notice here, though, here I'm going to toggle M so it'll actually update. So that's a 23% Vexilite rock. It's a little. I like to go at least north of 35 if we can. El Guapo are the best mining streamers. I like Guap a lot. You know, as you guys know, Guap and I have completely different styles. He's a definitely, and that's what I kind of like about Guap, right? He's a go-getter. Like, he will absolutely surge and stampede the crap out of stuff. He loves the challenge of the big rock, like really smashing the big rocks. I definitely like. I like the way Guap mines. I watch him myself sometimes at night. So yeah, I definitely will just. I have nothing but good things to say about the dude. He seems very knowledgeable, and and like I said, I appreciate how aggressive he is. I'm more conservative in my approach, but that's the thing. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of Star Citizen, right? For all the issues I have with the game, the streams and the community are nice to hang around with, chat with. You're not wrong, Chrissy. I can really appreciate that. Yeah, that's not a great... but there was this other one back here, remember? They weren't that far away. Yeah, there they are. Let's go look at those. But no, the community, Chrissy, you're absolutely right. It's just fantastic. We are so blessed. Star Citizen has wonderful community with great people. Hey, Hamma says... Oh, salute miners. I've heard multiple prospectors would make rocks very unstable since 321, but I saw 2 prospectors being successful. What's your experience with that? Hamma, because they had used the word punish, I had not even tried multiple prospectors. But I caught a stream the other day, too, where people were using multiple prospectors, and it seemed to work out just fine for them. So I am definitely going to take a look at that. I don't have an opinion on it now, but I may later. So it does seem like maybe it's not as profoundly dangerous as it used to be, but I could be wrong about that. But I am going to test that for sure. And it's a great question, Hamma. Well spoken there. I think we could learn everything there is to know by watching YouTube for sure. Thank you, JT. That's very kind. I definitely, like I said, Guap and I, we have 2 different approaches. And it can be argued that one of them, is better than the other. I don't necessarily think so. I tend to be a little more Hofstad, a little more conservative. He definitely is much more aggressive, in that capacity. And I respect it for sure. All right, we got a 3600 mass rock. That is a barrel rock. That's not going to do it for us. What do we have here? Scans are a little sluggish. Just kind of seeing if... That's a 3400 mass rock and a 33% gold rock. Not quite where I want it to be, but I might just take a crack at it and see what's clean. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a little closer here. That is all titanium and inert. This is a felsic deposit. That's why everything is kind of smallish. That's kind of cool to know. Barrel. All right. And then what's this guy? That's a barrel picker. Well, let's break this. We're going to break this little gold, 32 gold. or 33.6 gold, I guess it is. But I will tell you, I don't have great expectations here. And it's not really even high enough for me to want to go down there and throw any kind of a module on it, just because it's not that great. Greg says, I run a Helix on one of my Prospectors. It can be sketchy times. Yes, I do. That's the other, on my other Prospector, I do the same thing, Greg. I'll run a Helix with either a Focus 3. I think that's what I generally do, is a Helix with a Focus 3, and, then I'll have a Stampede on it as well. But I generally will, Helixes are great, because if you find that 10,000 mass Quantanium rack, you're not breaking it with the Hofstede. Maybe you will if you have a gadget with you. But yeah, it's that 10 to 11,000 mass Quantanium rack that you don't want to leave on the table that will get you going for... That's why that Helix build is... it builds character. Good job. It does build character. And I will use Helix, and you guys will see me stream with the Helix for sure. And as you all know, you should know, if you're using a Helix, you absolutely unequivocally want to use distance as a way to control. It's weird to me, like, I'm so high and it's climbing. It almost makes me wonder, is it? Yeah, there's lag. Like crazy lag. I was wondering, something seemed a little fishy to me. So I do wonder if we're 30 in here. Let's go ahead and look. You can see, look at it, you can see the, like it's, yeah, there's definitely some shenanigans happening here. I wonder if this thing blew up. Yes, I use distance with the Helix 80% of the time. That's exactly right. You absolutely want to use, that distance, right? Let's look at the server FPS. I have a feeling it's not great. It's not great. It's in the tank. It's 2. 2.1, 2.2. So, it's unhealthy for sure. Chris Roberts tripped over the Ethernet cable. That's why when you go into chat or whatever, that's what you see. Yeah, the server FPS is very swaggy. It's 2 point. It's 2 point. It's definitely gotten south there. I was wondering why, it was going up at like 20% and it was going up a little bit at whatever percent too. It looks like maybe it's going to get around the corner here. Maybe. No, you can see I still got, I run a Focus 3 and a Rieger C3. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I bounce, Greg, between the Rieger and maybe a Stampede or a Surge, depending on how froggy I'm feeling. Fuzzy Taint, love the name. How you doing? I run a Helix with a Focus using distance as well. Yeah, that's the way to do it, right, Fuzz? For sure. Yeah, 322 servers sometimes will drop FPS for like a minute or two, and then it recovers. That's what we're seeing now, you guys, is that it has definitely... Like, the server FPS I'm seeing sometimes is like 1.8. It's not good. It's grumpy bad. I wonder if I should hit an OM and bed log. I could try that. Let me just... FPS isn't bad. It's 70. The B-Win's not great. And the server FPS is very sad. Probably no 30K, just laggy. Some elevators are secretly space cannons and launchers. Launch you in orbit. Yeah, I'm going to give this about another 1 or 2 minutes and see if it sorts itself out. If not, I think I will try to hit an OM marker and bedlog, and we'll pick a different server and see how we do. I saw you using distance control. Since that, I use it with the Hofstede too. And can crack ROPs up to 13K mass. Yeah, that's the thing. Once you kind of do understand distance control, you can see it's actually starting to the charge level is starting to decay out now. So that's something. Just the server FPS and the B-Win are pretty sideways right now. I prefer passive modules, but well, and that makes sense to me, Greg. I mean, I understand why, going with just a Rieger and and a Focus would be, makes sense to me, that you just don't want to mess around with the consumables, for sure. I just don't like the server FPS, and you can see like it still hasn't completely decayed out of there. So I think I am going to do that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to look at an OM marker. Let's pull the mining laser back. I'm going to go back to sticks here. Let me make sure I have cleared any routes that I have. We're going to hit an OM marker, and I am going to bed log real quick, and we're just going to server hop. And I haven't bed logged in 322, so I don't know how it's going to go, but let me be your guinea pig. I'll guinea pig it. Just kind of looking up for something. What do we have here? There's a comm array. Oh, M3 will do just fine. Let's hit that. Yeah, I think we're just going to jump servers real quick. All right, we'll just do that. I will bed log, and we will see how that goes real quick. The server FPS has just gotten really kind of, it's 2.2, 2.1. The B-Win is pretty low. And it was, the mining UI was very, very behind the times. I'm going to go to, I definitely usually pick an OM marker when I bed log. You can even see this door is not, how slow it's being. Let me out. Let me out, please. But there's my bed. I can see it. It's right over there. Wait, I can highlight it. That's funny. Come on, guy. Let me out. Recognize I'm here. This is why we need to bed log. It's bad when your door won't know. Exactly, Greg. It's crazy. I mean, the server FPS is very, very, very poor. I still don't trust bed logging in space. I'm with you. I'm gonna give it a shot here. We're gonna roll the dice, but only because we're going to menus and then we're going right back out. That's the only, like, if I was gonna be like gone for an hour, there's no way I would try this. Not even a little. But because we're kind of going out and going right back in, I'll see how we recover. Who knows though? At this point, it's like goodness gracious. Can I get out of here? I don't know. I needed to let me out of here first. Server 1, oh boy. Oh, 1.7. It's going down, you guys. I don't know. It's so funny. Check to see you're in a mesh of servers. Bed logging might... Hey, look at that. I will definitely pick I'll pick a different server for sure. I bed log more than in a station and mostly in space, overnight regularly, and I had maybe 1% oddities. It's a trap! Yeah. Ooh, look at those. Those lights look spooky. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Log out. Yeah, you can see it was really starting to get sad. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll just kind of see if we have somebody who's... Look at Fig is always laying in the weeds on these low pop servers. We'll join Fig. Let's see what it does. Fig, if you're around, I'm joining your server. Sometimes Fig is on the stream here. Chrissy says, sitting in a burning house, just quietly talking to yourself. Everything's exactly. You're not wrong, Chrissy. It's like, I smell smoke. You're not wrong. So we'll cross our fingers here and hope that we don't just get infinite loading, but we certainly could. Although I did hear the music kind of change up. Hey, look at that. I usually get lucky if I do bed log, kind of, and then just go right back on. Usually that's okay. All right. Well, how about this? All right. What do we have there? 400 and some. I'm actually probably okay to go 500 and some. Or even, yeah, we'll go to Ashburn. We'll go to the other side of the planet and see how we do. As far as that goes. And I will go ahead. Good FPS. This server FPS isn't great either, though. I'll tell you, it's only 3-ish. But there was only 48 people left on this server. What's going on? You can do it. Wow. Grumpy. Yeah, it won't go anywhere. There it goes. Terra Mills Hydro Farm will work just fine. Group hug in the shower tonight. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get back to mining here and see if we can find something to mine. It's mine, it's all mine. Cool. So definitely want to start kind of heading in a westerly direction there. Yep, for sure. And let's go ahead and I'll turn up here. Alright, cool. Get a 180 ping heading out there. Get some opportunity markers maybe. Alright. And we'll get right back at it. Does look like I've got, even though the server ping's a little low, I'll go ahead and turn that off. I normally don't fly with that stuff on, but I was curious. Go ahead and turn that off. Let me ping out here. Ooh, there's some splash right there. What do we got? Was that gems or not? Let's find out. Rocks. Let's head on in there and look. Cool. I'll go to mining mode and we'll take it on in there and take a peek. All right, had to jump servers there, but nothing, nothing too crazy. I have not, not sure exactly when this patch dropped, and this is my first play session in this iteration of 3.22. I think I have 4 charges left on the Stampede. I'll have to keep that, remember that. And let's just kind of see how it goes. A little caldera there. I always love that about this game. All right, this is a 2,000 mass rock. Oh, that's a 24,000 mass rock and a 40% gold rock. That's a nice rock. All right, what about this guy? That looks like an equal size. Let's see. 43,000 mass. Awesome. And a 31% quant rock. That's a nice rock right there. All right. What about this guy here? 4,000 mass rock and a 45% borase. This looks like it's going to be a picker. Depending on time zone, of course. Yeah, for sure. 2,500 mass rock, a 31% gold, a little lower than on our tier 1 than we'd hoped for. Yeah, but Mabutu, when did they do the new where you had to actually start again. That's what I meant. You know, I had actually mined in that, but since like I had to create a character again in 3.22 when I started. When did that patch drop? Because I myself was busy kind of studying for a test I took this morning and passed, but I I just kind of started getting back into it. This is going to be a gem icon, I'm fairly certain. Yep. Beautiful. Yesterday afternoon. Okay, that's yeah. I knew it could have been, but a couple of days or something for sure. Just because, it seemed like I didn't see that there was an update until, like I said, I was surprised when I update. I did the update today, but I expected everything to kind of have gone back, like, where you didn't have to like recreate a character and stuff. This is also going to be a gem icon. Scans are taking a little bit longer because the server's a little, it's not terribly, but it's a little laggy for sure. Got home from work, 8 or 9, and short notice. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for that, Greg. I appreciate that. 9,600 mass somewhere out there. I'm looking for splash. I'm looking for any kind of an opportunity marker. Ah, there we are. There it is. So now I'll do a collapse ping on there. And, oh, that might also be a gem icon. We'll have to see. I think that was gems. What is this splash over here? Definitely a gem right there. I seen the diamond icon. I haven't played since last Thursday. Did another another patch did drop. So and we had to recreate. It was subtle and somewhat unexpected for us casuals. Yeah, for sure. Not an actual patch, but a reset everything. Was another moving day in FC. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It was moving day again. Yes, that's an excellent way to put it. Because I had already done the super white knuckle, run everything over. And I expected it to be kind of, everything in CRUL1 this morning, and when it wasn't, I was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, look at this, you guys. That's interesting. That ended up not being diamonds or gems. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. This almost looks like a bowling. With the Sabir module and a hand mining tool, you can crack the big gem rocks too, by the way. That's awesome. That's funny. I have to check that out. I didn't realize you could attach a Sabir to one of those. It was all quant gold and Terranite. That's awesome. I only lost 2 orders, thankfully. Yeah, the 8 or 9 would have hurt. Yeah, I had a couple orders in for sure. 33% Terranite. That's 1,000 mass picker. Beautiful looking landscape here, by the way. Let's see here. That is a 45% Terranite picker. What's this mass on this guy? 1877. 25% Terranite rock. I'm looking for stuff that's north of, that's a yellow rock, the first break rock. That's, north of 35% tier 1 stuff. That's a titanium. Alrighty. Does the Sabir survive the... Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Does it survive the gem rock break? Love that question. Alright. Back at it again. Let's kind of hit that westerly... Was that west there? Yeah, we're going a touch in between west and southwest. Alrighty. Oh, there's some opportunity markers. 12,000. That's a good RS signature value. 1840, and there's a rock right there. So let's go take a look at that guy. Pull the mining laser out. Mine does it. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. So there's a few rocks here. Interesting. Let's see what we have. A Festonite at 36%. 5,000 mass rock is good. It is just aluminum, though. This is probably going to be... Alright, it's 2,100 mass rock. 26% Bexlite, a little lower than what I'm looking for. Bex nonetheless, though. If history teacher was here, he'd be like, why are you mining that? 33% Bex right there, not bad. And that's a Grisium. Let me break this one and see if there's anything clean as far as... It probably won't be, but it's going to be such a quick break. But let's just see if we can pick up something that's Bexlite that has halfway decent. Whoa. That's not taking much power. It's just a little guy. Looks like 1011 is going to hold it just fine. Easy break. Let's just take a look. I mean, you know, when it's this low percentage, usually it's just kind of a big mixer. But let's just take a look. Yeah, it's a 25% Bex. Yeah, it's almost pure aluminum. That's an 87% Bex. I'll take that. That's what I'm looking for. Just something that's, you know, just a... What's this guy running down the hill here? I see you. I'm going to roll down my VTOLs. 188. She's still running. 11% Bex. Nothing to write home about there. If it's not a high percentage, I'm not going to be grabbing it. Hand mining the big rocks takes ages. I bet it does take ages. That's actually funny. A 29%er. What do we got here? %13 Bex. Yeah, that's not going to do it. All right, moving on. Oh, yeah, I forgot there were good opportunity markers out here. That's 8,600. 17 and 18. So we'll take this 8,600. Do a collapse ping to right there. We'll go ahead and get the rock icon going. Let's go see what we got. I will bring out the mining laser, and we'll... Well, we're really looking for something. Some of our best rocks are going to be between 8 to 11,000 mass that are a high percentage of a tier 1 resource. That's, you know, we found a couple of nice rocks in that last cluster. The first one we went mining. I think that's going to be them right over here. Yep. And so, you know... Beautiful as we roll up on them there. That's a 20% Terranite. That's a 45% Bexlite rock. That's a great rock at a 6,300 mass. We'll definitely be mining that one. Let's cross our fingers here for a little more. A 26,000 mass rock. Beautiful mass. 35% gold. Okay. What do we have here? We've got a mass index. Another 6,700 mass rock. That is a Laranite rock, okay. And then last but not least, there is definitely one mineable rock here for sure. That's also Laranite at that. Christy says, it hurts my soul every time I hear an American say, oh, you know, I hear what you're saying. I know that it's generally referred to as aluminium. You know, I can change my vernacular for the day, Christy. If you want, I'm good. I can do it. You know what always blows my mind, Chrissy, is like if you for instance, if you watch Walking Dead, and you know the main actor, the cop guy who's like, you know, sounds like so ridiculous, like you know, as an American, you know, obviously I listen to him. Sounds so American, but then when you hear him talk, Rick, you hear him talk, and he's like such a British accent. I can't believe people who are capable of that. It's crazy. But I had a nice run of gold Terranite combo rock. Ooh, so a double tier 1, Greg. I love those. Yeah, those are sweet. This is a nice rock, you guys. I mean, it's not a huge mass, but this is a beautiful rock. It really is. And a more or less a fairly easy break. I bet you somewhere around 50%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not even. Such an easy break. America. Yeah, JT, I gotcha. Americans say it in the way the British used to say it. Oh, you don't say it aluminium anymore? I'm sorry. That is funny. I definitely am. Now, I will say, you know, of Irish, English descent, Welsh descent. That's my family heritage. I'm American, but you know, we came from England, we came from Wales, and we came from Ireland. That's kind of my family lineage. Potato, potato, exactly. Alright, easy break. We just climbed into the green. Nothing fancy or fast here. Very, very simple. I rolled it back down to 20. She's gonna it'll break before it decays out. I'm in no danger. This is gonna be an easy, clean break. It's a 45% backstrike. Maybe I very well could have thrown a something to increase cluster value on that for sure. The American way is more efficient. We'll take a healthy dose of miles and not kilometers. Oh boy. Sadly, that might be the only thing. Yeah, exactly. You know, potato, cardo. There you go. There you go, Hammer. I know what you're saying. Hammer, we had just a wonderful German exchange student who stayed with us for one you know, 1 year here. She went to high school here in northern Michigan. She eventually graduated from Cambridge, but just an absolutely lovely soul. She lived in Hamburg. And we were better for it. We were better. She made us. It was just a wonderful thing. It was a wonderful thing for my children too, to have someone from a different country stay with us. It's, you know, it gave them a really good sense of, you know, of different life for sure. Culturally, language is a beautiful thing, and when I would never be a grammar Nazi, however, it baffles me how you measure. You know what? I will say there's been a few things, right? You know, like you're not necessarily wrong when you find out how much different and sometimes maybe simpler things are in some situations. You're like, Now, there's some Bexlite in here. Not great mixes of it, but you know, it's a couple of 50-50s in here. I guess I'm going to take them. They're a little less, you know, I don't like 50-50s, but that's okay. We'll be okay. JS, happy Wednesday. How are you, sir? Nice to see ya. There's a 43. I'm breaking my own rules here, but these are, I mean, it's not bad Bexlite. When we're already up, you know, 30%ers maybe a bridge too far. Is there one rock in there I'm just missing? Nope. All right, let's move on. We want to head this way. 180 pings out. And absolutely wonderful day to do some mining. I'm having so much fun. Finding some really good rocks as well. Good rocks that are very prospector friendly here on Selin, and great movie. Alrighty. Hey, there's a nice opportunity marker right in front of us. I'll go to a collapse on that, and then as soon as I see the signal effect jump up in white, then I'll go ahead and do a long scan on it, and that will get me the rock icon, just like it did there. And now I can just go ahead and pull out the mining laser and just kind of approach. So, absolutely, we're doing great. We've got 16 SCU. We've still got enough wiggle room. Like I said, I like to get between 20 and 25 SCU of Tier 1 material on board. And we're right in the ballpark for that. That first run, that 27.35 Terranite, was a really nice run. So, alright, let's go ahead and... Alright. $936 mass, there's a picker. And had a little bit of Terranite in it, nothing special. 3,800 mass rock here. This is a barrel rock, barrel and titanium. This one looks to be smaller as barrel and titanium, and there's going to be a couple of pickers here. Probably nothing here that I want to go after, so let's move on. Oh, okay. What kind of a signature value? That is a 1920. Probably going to be a single rock. And we'll, it's not to say we won't look at a single rock. Absolutely lovely day. Getting blue, sky's getting a little blue out there, which is great. It has been snowy here in northern Michigan, and so we'll always take a little bit of a little bit of that. JS, look at that, a little coffee money, JS. I appreciate that, sir. Anything that you guys donate to the channel, I put back into it. So I truly appreciate it, and that does include coffee. This time of year, I have been leaning heavily on the little peppermint mocha. I do it a little different between Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I really, 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 really appreciate that. It absolutely helps, and I will look forward to some more good coffee. All right, so we're out here. All right, there's 6820. Is that in this sign? Is that what that is? Yeah, that is 6820. That is just gems, though. You'll see a gem icon pop up. The diamond icon was gems. Yep. Cool. Well, we're cruising along here. Just fantastic. We've almost got a full second load. We're looking for one more good clean rock, or two more good clean rocks, and that would be awesome. I'm going to reset something. I'm just kind of curious. 38 likes, you guys. That is awesome. I really do appreciate that. You guys have been so good to me. I always do highly appreciate that. All the likes are very, bring some new faces to the channel, like I said, and we've had some new... I'm going so slow. There we go. That's a little better. Get some zoom going. Kind of a quiet little, little area over here. We're hoping that there's an opportunity marker. What do we got there? 7,600. Ooh, that definitely looks like rocks to me. Where they fell in there. Alright, let's pull out the mining laser and see what we got. Beautiful. All right, we're approaching these. Crossing our fingers. What we're looking for, like I said, something around 6,000 to 10,000 mass with good high, something that's, north of 35% on Bexelite, Terranite, Quantanium, or gold. There's another rock up ahead, too. 1935 mass, and this is going to be a titanium. Oh, that's a 32% Bexelite rock. Not bad. That's a 21% Terranite rock. This looks like a... No, it's not a picker. It's a 2,000 mass Quantanium rock. 26%er. The one thing I will say about that is it's only 26% of 7 SCU. That won't break real clean. Although, obviously it's, we have those ones over there to look at as well. So we would definitely top off with this Quantanium rock. We have a little more, I'm hoping that there's something a little more I'd like to fill up a little more. This looks like a little better mass. Let's take a look at it. 3,000 mass rock. Jazzy Cat, how are you, Cat? Nice to see ya. How you been? Cool, titanium. So I'm going to remember that one's there. There was also a 32% Bex as well. But let me go and run over and look at these guys and see if there's something over here that maybe I could grab and then come back for that Quantanium. Because that's only going to be a couple SEO Quantanium, which is well worth it, don't get me wrong. But it's not, I don't want to put it in my hold quite yet. So, good mass, beautiful mass, cross our fingers here. That's a Boreas rock, too bad. These other three look like pickers to me. We'll see. Boreas. $2,300 mass rock. Boreas. $1,000 mass rock. And that is going to be 29% gold. That's too bad. The good one there. So here's what we'll do. We'll knock this. We'll knock this 30% Bexelite rock out first, and let's just see if there's anything clean to grab off of it. If so, we'll do that, and then we'll finish off with the with that Quant rock. If not, I mean, there's not that much here, So. Look at, even at 23% and below the optimal, it's... scooching up. Two different ways to control the laser power, and one of them is distance control. Alright, I'm going to just take this to like 10. Roll it up even more. I do not like how slow it's being, though. Go to 15 here. Looks like it's 19, 20. Yeah, you can see like 21. Like, it's just being slowish. Once again, I think we've got ourselves into a spot where the server FPS is very low. Okay, I lowered it to 13, 16. It might fall out. Because I don't... Yeah, it's weird that it's still climbing. At 10. Even at 5. Okay, so yeah, this probably overcooked and I didn't even know it. You could tell it's the server. So, oh, I picked the wrong thing there. I gotta hit R underscore tab 4. And let's take a look here. Yeah, our server FPS, it's not bad. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's, I mean, it's 3, well, it's 3 something. So, the cleanest breaks I've had were barrel, where a full load SC32 out of it gave you about 84k AUC. Sadly, not worth the time. Yeah, yeah, you know, we're kind of in the same boat we were in on that last server. It's not. You can tell it's still. Is it? You know, I don't know if it's coming or going, and it doesn't either. So it didn't cook out. You could see that, like, but it is just, it's one of those things where, do I trust it? I might be able to get away with it here. Oh, yeah, see that? I killed it at the end, but... I mean, that was silly. Yeah, that's not... This is just... Unfortunately, it's not... It's too dangerous, because you don't know what's going on. I'm not going to start another rock, either. The server FPS has actually gotten, you know, it's gotten better too. That's what's strange. Maybe it is recovering. Okay. Alright, the server FPS did... Okay, it does look like it's back a little bit. It seems like it's recovered a touch. I'm at 11. Good, good. See if I can hold at 10. It seems like this should break to me, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the server's sideways. Look at my FPS, you guys. Oh man, yeah. Wow. What on earth? Alright, server doing server game things here. I don't know what I want to do, I guess. I can head back up to an OM and find another server again. You know, but I'm already kind of 23 SCU in as well. So it's like, jeez. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll just kind of see if I can hit... Oh, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. Alright, let's just clear the route. What's funny is it's not, it seems to be just like in the mining UI that it's really, it doesn't seem to be I mean, server ping it's not horrible. I mean, it's 4-ish, which isn't great. I mean, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't want to misunderstand. We'll hit OM1. I will bedlog and jump one server one more time and see if we can't finish this this one off here. Okay. Let's see how long it takes the door to open back here. Oh, it's already open. Okay. Did they ever close? Weird. What? Whoa, there's an 890 there too. What's going on? Yeah, there's definitely some shenanigans happening. This is awesome. All right. It probably won't even let me back in. We'll find out here in a sec. Oh, no, it's like that. There's an 890 down there. Check that out. All right, let's see if I can get back in. Enter ship. See how long that takes. Oh, my stars, this thing. It's definitely grumpy. I was going to try and bedlog and move to a different, you know. Let's see if it ever does the enter ship at all. Good to try and sneak down on the... try and board that 890. Your ship appeared after you. Yeah, that it is crazy. I know, Mobutu. It's well, and this is the second server I've had that's kind of it's you know it starts seeming a little fishy. But look at the server FPS. It jumped up to like 10 for a second, but now it's back down to like 4 and 5. But it's just the servers are a little I don't know. They're not quite exactly where we want them to be. I don't think right now. This one is a pretty low pop server. It's too bad I fell out of my ship. I'd like to kind of get back in there if at all possible. Oh, did that 890. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, maybe he fell out of his ship too. Part of me wants to go down there and see if I can't get in there, but you have to have a door open. I'm not sure I don't know that I've got enough gun, you know, like I didn't have ammunition, so I can't force my way in. If you quit in the console, you might spawn at your spawn point with the ship stowed with cargo. Yeah, hard to say. But I think I might just head back to menus and see what happens. Because it's just, unfortunately, kind of not working out anyway. So let's just do that. I'll hit the menus. And we'll see. We'll probably have to do a claim on the old Prospector, but that's fine. It's just being grumpy. Alright, there's Mad. Ryan. Oh, there's Ryan. I haven't seen Ryan in a while. There's Tal. Let's just go, if I go here, but it's going to take me back to the same place. So I'd have to probably say like EU or something. Let's see what happens when I do that. Oh, type quit in the console. Oh, I didn't think to what you were saying exactly, Ubuntu. I wish I would have thought about that a little better. Well, let's just go. I'm just going to grab I'm going to grab an EU server for a sec, just to kind of force it to put me someplace different. And I have had it where, like, I've actually, I've been telling people, you know, if you EVA out of the Prospector, try and just do it with open door, right? But I fell out. Like, I laid down in bed, I was trying to bed log and fell out. So that's why that ended up being so weird. Okay, we'll go ahead and see what's going on with the Prospector. I'm probably, more than likely, will have to claim it, but that's okay. And I think we will head out one more time, but this time we'll head over to Dayar and take a look there. A couple good runs on selling, but you know what? This one I had to claim just because it just wasn't playing very nice. Yeah, she's in claim.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
Jacob Milan says, I haven't been back on this game in so long. Looks like the old buggy stuff is happening. You know what, Jacob? It had been pretty stable. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. It does seem like there's you know, it does seem like the servers are a little grumpy right now, for sure. Nice to see you, Jacob, by the way. Hope you're doing well.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
All
Alright, so we've got the old, let's take a peek here. Got a couple minutes here left on the Prospy. I could have this one delivered as well. But I don't have any of the, all my mining stuff is back at Orison, so I'll just wait for Prospy 2 to get done here for a couple minutes. Absolutely. First run on selling was fantastic. 2 Terranite rocks that were 45 and 48%. That were both like 11,000 mass rocks. What a beautiful you know, pair of Terranite rocks those two were. Really, really enjoyable. And then the second run had a good Bexelite run going, but you know, ran into some, you know, a little bit of server stability issues. So had to log off in an OM and bed log and head back down. And yeah, it is what it is. Thanks for having me. I like your videos and usually miss your live streams. I am doing this live stream at a weird time today. I had an AWS certification test this morning. I had taken the day off of work. And when I passed that, I decided to do a celebratory mining stream. All I could say is this is way better than the 318 experience. Oh, yeah. It's, once again, Star Citizen is in an infinitely better place than it was a year ago. No question about it. It's in a great, you know, in a much better place. It's not that it's, you know, not that we're 100% out of the woods. But you know, it is in a far better place. No question about that. All right, so I am going to spawn the Prospector. We are, you know, in 20 seconds here. We are going to make one run over to Dayar and take a look. I'm going to look at the charts here, though. Or percentage by location surface. Dayar, oh, Selin is 1 to 3. Yella's 1 to 4. Damar's 2 to 6. Oh, okay. So Dayar, you're going to find a little bit bigger rock. Selin's going to have good Quantanium, good Borace. Yella is a 1 to 4. Selin really is the best place on this side of the... Walla does 1 to 8s with a 3.4 average mass index. That's interesting. So I think... boy, if I was going to hit anywhere, I probably would think about hitting... we'll go back to Selin. I think that's really the... Really, that's just the... It's the way that it's sorted out. Yella is also excellent. No question about it. But Selin really is the place to be prospector mining over here. If you take a look at that mass index. Let me just double check. Let me do a pre-flight on Prospector 2. Hannah says, I took a big risk today by loading all my stuff into the Cutlass to get to my base station. Yeah, that's the thing. I did that white knuckle run last week, right, when 322 first went live. I when I logged on today, I didn't expect it, like I had mentioned earlier, I didn't expect it to be where I had to recreate and stuff. So I had everything over here. I did that same thing, Hannah. I had everything over here, and it was... I'll have to do that again here once the servers kind of get themselves, or once I'm either going to have to get on a good server or something along those lines. You know what? The sad part about that, about having to claim that is I don't have any of my gadgets anymore. So I should have ran down and bought more gadgets. We'll be fine. We'll do one more run without gadgets. I'm not going to bother to head down and grab them. Having to do that claim was unfortunate, but no big deal. I had Bormaxes and... but I still have a Sabir on my back, by the way. So that, just so we're on the same page. I have one, that's why I... So if we do run across something, we can at least throw the Sabir on it. Awesome, enter ship. Look at that dust up there. It's cool. Beautiful. All right. You and I. Double check I have a Stampede. I do have the Hofstad size 1 Stampede. Looking good there. We'll open up this thing and let's get rolling. You know what? Just for fun, I'm going to go to Dayar. I think I will go to Dayar. I want to look at one last thing. Let me look back here again. Selen is the 1 to 3 mass index. Yella is 1 to 4. And Dayar is 2 to 6. So Dayar is going to have bigger rocks. And Dayar also, the reason Dayar is going to have bigger rocks is because it has copper and iron as your commons. You know, that's just heavier material. But I still would like to think that it's not that much higher of a mass index. It's a 2 to 6 instead of a 1 to 3. Actually, I mean, it's significant. But let's just look. I'm just kind of curious. We'll take a peek. It'd be good to know for solo molding anyways, kind of, what you're seeing over that way. Alright. Crusader, set route. Once again, from right below the station, you can set route. You don't have to do any kind of a mini jump. Okay, but let me... You can see there's a rock that's in the way there. Here we go. It was funny that I was listening to that rock and it was obstructed. Off we go! 41 likes today. It's been a great day today. Got up real early this morning. Did a big old certification test. Passed that. Nice breakfast this morning. Not working today, which is a joy around the holidays to kind of have an extra day off. And gonna probably play a little D&D tonight with a buddy. So got that going tonight as well. So what a day. What a nice day. Alright, so we're actually gonna head towards Dayar. Once we cross this line, we will come out of Quantum. Now, unequivocally, if you are Prospector mining, the correct place in the Crusader system, the Prospector mine's Selen. Yella also isn't bad. It's a 1 to 4, but it's a 1 to 3 mass index, and so we're going to a place that's a 2 to 6. That doesn't mean that there's it's not huge, but hey, thanks, Jas. I appreciate that. And so, boom. All right, we'll drop out there. We will clear and set. Okay, we'll swing this guy this way. We'll start to spool. Got the old Atlas drive on this guy, so it does spool pretty quickly. Now, there will be a lot bigger rocks on Daymar. I mean, that's at least my expectation, that Daymar is going to have bigger rocks on it because it is a 2 to 6 instead of a 1 to 3. So, we'll have to see how that translates. Certainly, some more rocks around 8 to 10,000 mass won't hurt. Hey, 181 right down to that place. We'll do that. In we go. All right, so let's see if we can't get a little bit of cargo on board. We do have the Hofstad size 1 and the Stampede. Game Crouton says, heck yeah, I just found out that I have a 4-day weekend coming up. Literally about 15 minutes ago, the boss told me. Yeah, I have a 4-day too. We have a Monday and Tuesday off. So I think, Christmas Day, obviously, and then the day after Christmas as well. And I'm excited about that. I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot. I'm pretty high up. Let me go ahead and turn this off here. And give me just a second. I'm going to shut my door. I didn't realize I had left it open. All right. Put my headphones back on. There we go. Yeah, 40. That's awesome, Crouton. I'm happy for you. That's good. That's a good thing. All right, so let's see what size. Obviously we found lots and lots of Prospector size rocks on selling. That 1 to 3 mass index is right in the wheel. It's like Prospector. Prospector love. I mean, just good stuff. I expect it to be a little different here, but that's okay. Since 322, you have to be careful approaching CRUL-1, a space station, to not crash into asteroids. Yeah, you're not wrong. There has been, like I noticed that too. That it's, Hama. I noticed that it's, that they're not in the exact same places they used to. All right, hold on though. We got a 10,000 sig. Is that what that is there? Let's look. Yeah, 10,000 sig there. Okay. The signal strength jumped. I think that's them. Yeah, I got them. Let me go ahead and put it in mining mode, and we'll head on in. So, kind of dumb question. I have reds list on my page now. How do I tell what I should be able to mine and where? Well, if you look at the ore percentage by surface, or ore location by in space, there's a mass index. And so, Crouton, the thing that you have to kind of figure out is, obviously, are you taking a Prospector? Are you taking a solo mole? Are you taking a crude mole? Because you're going to want to look at the mass index. Prospector 1 to 3, 1 to 4 is going to be pretty good. Solo mole, like a 2 to 6 is going to be pretty good, like where we're at now on Daymar. And then some of the, obviously in space it scales like 1 to 9s and stuff. And so you certainly might find yourself with, some bigger rocks if you were kind of multi-crewing. So I would expect these to, there to be bigger, heavier rocks here for sure. This is a 17,800 mass rock. Perfect. It's copper and there's a 31% Bex rock. That's a 13,000 mass. I don't know if we can do this one, but we're going to try. But let me look at the other ones first. All right, what do we have here? That's a 5,500 mass rock. That's Borace. $14,000 mass rock. That's just copper and inert. Nice Prospector it is right now. Thank you. Yeah, that's a. Oh, that's a nice rock too. If I may be able to break this one, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. To me, I don't think we're going to be able to. But let me go ahead and fire the Stampede. Hey, I'm wrong. It looks like the Stampede will be able to get there. We may have to burn 1 or 2 to do it. I bet you if I move in a little bit, it will help. Got about 9 or so left, so it does look like we're going to be able to break this. Maybe between these 2 breaks, I'll have enough. Notice I'm agitating as well. I'm really trying to kind of... Now, this will start falling back, right? Because it's barely enough. But I'm going to fire a second burst of it. And as soon as the server ticks, I should get a climb. Hoping I can do it in, you know, a couple of... All right, about 10 seconds or so left. I'm definitely leaning on the Stampedes to get me the power to get there. All right, that's my 3rd charge. I'm going to need charges for that Terranite rock, too. Good. I don't care if it gets kind of hot, because it's going to have to fall out. I'm actually hoping it does climb a little higher. 12 seconds left or so. Hey, good break. Now we'll have to, you know, it was only a 32% rock, so it's going to be interesting to see. That is 45%. This actually is scoopable. Well, no, that's not scoopable either. This was up at the mass where it was going to be some secondaries for sure. That's a 50% backs. So good break here for sure. 32% backs. Alright, so we're going to begin breaking this guy down. Let me lower the laser intensity. Down to about... Oh yeah, not sure I have a UI.
Extraction mode on. Fracturing mode on.
What's going on with the UI? Am I wrong?
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode
Did the,
off. Mining mode
what's happening with the UI? Am I... Yeah, look at that. I definitely see it over there. Oh, maybe these are... Oh, maybe they've gone back to purples. They seem like they were red. They were at first. Now, that's not... That's... Yeah, see, that's a yellow, right? That's... I shouldn't be able to... Oh, no, it's purple. So that's what's going on. These are all purple. Even though it's... That's a 3170. This one... That one needs a break. And that's a 26%. The rest of these are not great percentages. But there was this 36% Terranite rock. Let me see if this breaks any cleaner than that one. Because that was, you know, that was pretty mixed up. Now, it'll be interesting to see if I do close here. Yeah, it definitely looks like it is actually going to climb. It's going to be slow about it, but it's going to do it. See if we can agitate our way up to it. Let's see if we can... Well, you know what? I'll pull back and I will just fire a surge. Or a stampede. And let's just kind of run it up. Because I have the charges. "15 seconds left. Keeping an eye on it. Keeping an eye on it. 10 seconds left. Hopefully it's going to run up into the optimal now. Got about 4 or 5 seconds left. It did. Let's see if we can hold it. We may not be able to hold it. Oh, I think we're going to be able to hold it. I backed up just a touch. Hey, good break. All right, let's see how this guy broke. Hopefully a little cleaner. That's 44% Terranite. There's a 73. That's definitely worth harvesting. That is an 18. That's a little bit low. $45. $37. Just 10% there. All right, nothing really to, nothing crazy to write home about. The 73%ers our nicest one. What's this picker at? That's a 33% gold. Okay. All right, so we'll extract this. This is not going to be the cleanest pickup here, but it's not, it's not going to be terrible. That's a 45. Is that my next best? There's a 44 and a 37. Nothing. Yeah, this is definitely going to be more of a 50-50 mix. Copper's kind of a, it's a heavy, it's a heavy secondary rock. And so, yeah, not. I mean, we just crossed 10 SCU of, well, we're about to cross 10 SCU of good stuff, but let's see, that's only a 9, and that's pretty low too. All right, let's pivot back here and look at this Bex rock now. There's 40-some percent. And so, yeah, we're going to top off here. It's not going to be as, it's not going to be as clean as we had hoped, but you know what? It's not a bad run. 47. It's kind of a 50-50 ball. Yeah, definitely not. I mean, we only ended up with about 15 SCU of Tier 1 material, so it wasn't super clean, but it was a very quick run. So that in itself, is something to keep an eye on. It is interesting because with the mass of rocks, with it being the 2 to 6, you're going to see more rocks that are around the 7 to 10,000 range so, definitely a little more of a gamble, but that worked out fine. I'm fine with it. Let's head back to CRUL1. Awesome. Hannah said, I noticed a while ago it was easier to hold the load if you watch the green zone. Yeah, if you make it to the... Once you're in the green zone, it's definitely easier at that point. You're not wrong, Hannah. What would be on your wish list for mining features? I'd like to see mining missions. Yes, Nate. That's an excellent question. My big wish list item is to be able to tag rocks and be able to return to them. And I don't know if that's specifically mining or more exploration type. But being able to go out and take a ship and locate the rock that I wanted to mine, or let's say I was out in my Prospector and I found a really nice rock that a solo mole could mine. I'd love to tag that thing and be able to share that, and just kind of come back to that rock. That to me is the most important thing that mining's missing right now, the ability to scout and tag. To me, that would be the cat's meow, is being able to, that way, before you even planned your mining op, you could go out and tag 3 or 4 rocks and then, fly to them and get them. And so, now, I would like to even see that feature go a step further, where you tag the rock, and if you don't want to mine it yourself, you actually could list it on the commodities market. And when you listed it on the, and maybe they would only do this not necessarily on surface mining, but they would do it maybe just in the air in Halo. Let's say you're out and you find a really nice 49% gold rock. It's like a 37,000 mass rock or something. Yeah, I definitely think that would be, like an important thing to be able to do is kind of tag that rock. Maybe you decide you don't want to mine it. List it on a market. People could see like its value. You might be able to then like put like a prospecting fee on it. So somebody could then purchase that, purchase that location. And when they purchased it, it would kind of create like the same thing as like a little zone around it. And once again, I think that would be really the air and Halo you'd have to do because it'd have to be a very, very vast area. But then somebody could buy the claim. It's basically what you're doing is you'd stake a claim on a rock. Then once you could either then the claim generates a marker. You could either use that yourself or you could sell that claim to somebody else. That to me would make mining infinitely cooler because if people are just out and about, they might just find a kick-ass rock. Or it's like, oh, I flew past a rock cluster. Let's go look. Oh, wow. And then all of a sudden, so you might log on that day and like go, oh, wow. Now, I would say that you wouldn't, like the claim should be no more than maybe 10% of the rock's value. So if a rock was valued at 500,000, you could just do a 50,000 claim. That's one way you could make the prospector have kind of a secondary revenue stream. Type of thing. But, I wouldn't want to necessarily take that option away from like the Terrapin or like the Aquila or even a Cutter Scout. Anything that's kind of has this, that type of capability, I'd love for it to be able to do something like that. So to me, that's one of the things that I'd like to see. That being said, mining missions would be great too. Having some kind of mining cartels and different factions and that type of thing, and maybe as you raise your faction, you got better and better prices on your refining and stuff. That would be fantastic. Yep, Dave, I am still live. We had a little bit of server issues here and there. This is I will mention to you guys though, as I'm landing here, the TLDR this is my last run. I have a couple of other things to get to today. I've so enjoyed today. Uh-oh, I'm flying too fast. Where's Drac? Drac, help me. Drac, you're about to see you're going to see something. Drac almost got his wish there. I was coming in hot. That's funny. Alrighty, bringing her on in. Beautiful. Down we go.
Landing complete.
Awesome.
Doesn't stay.
Let's do some post-flight. Boom and boom. Mining missions that helped unlock needed materials for building up. Oh, yes. Well, that would be cool, too. Mining missions that definitely had, like, the more you, like, let's be realistic. Maybe at first, the mining, it's like, go get some corundum. Go find some titanium. Get some aluminum. But then slowly but surely, as you progress in the mining faction, that you are requested to get higher and higher percentages of stuff. Progression. That would be fantastic. I'd be okay with that. It doesn't have to, even if they just experimented with it a bit to kind of, figure out how they wanted to do it. I think that would be fine too. All right, let's go ahead and put this. Now this run was a fast run to Dayar. It was like, I bet you, we hadn't, been to Dayar and back in 15 or 20 minutes. And so, it wasn't as clean of a run, but it was also twice as fast as our first one. You plan on doing an updated tutorial? Yes, absolutely. Once things settle down, I will be absolutely doing a prospector tutorial. I'll be definitely doing a rented prospector tutorial. I'm definitely going to do a solo mole tutorial. And then, if I can twist a couple of arms in the community here, I probably will also do a multi-crew mole tutorial. Those are, and it's one of the reasons is because once this 322 thing settles down, obviously we do have another patch coming, a point patch for, for server meshing. But I also do think that we're gonna have these for a good 100+ days or so. It's gonna be a little while before we see. So, yeah, this one was only worth about 100,000 or so. So the first one was worth 160,000. So we did $250,000 on the stream here, even though we had, some headwinds with server stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, couple of runs, $250,000 is not bad at all. And so I will just leave it here. Multi-mole tutorial. That's a great thing, Dave. We've actually been practicing with multi-moles in the org. And, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of fun. We heavily, still kind of learning to call that because we have one caller for 2 moles. We're still kind of working that out. Where I want it to be kind of like a big time snatch and grab. Let's say somebody found like an 89,000 mass, 46% quantanium. I want 2 moles or maybe 3 moles to just hit that super fast. And then safely mine it, secondary mine it, and then kind of get it back to the refinery. So I am working on that as well. So anyways, you guys, this has been a great day. I've really enjoyed my time. I'm going to be doing some more streaming over the weekend. And I look forward to seeing more of you out there. Are there any explosions? It's Scarred. They're absolute. Hey, Griff, how are you, by the way? Yeah, there's explosions for sure when you get multi-moles going. It's easy to have happen for sure. So, thank you all for joining me today. I've had just a wonderful stream. It's been a great day. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you all around the verse.